Hey guys, welcome back to Social Media What, where we break down the what, the so what, and the now what of all things social. So with the help of my post-it note obsession, we're going to be looking today at one of my favorite topics, calls to action. Now chances are good you're already very familiar with calls to action. You see them every day from your favorite brands. Buy now, apply today, click here. These are all calls to action. Now put simply, a call to action just tells you what you should be doing to interact with that content. So that means every time you post, you should be considering how you want your users to interact with your content. What do you want them to do with it? So let's have a look at an example. So we're going to be using one of BuzzFeed's ultra classy quizzes, What Type of Jorts Are You? Here on our post, you'll notice we've got a basic representation. We've got, here's a quiz from BuzzFeed, what type of jorts are you? The content generated by Facebook, and not much else. It's pretty basic. Now our user is going to see this, and they might click the link. We might get a like out of it, but not much else because we haven't asked them for anything. So let's approach this post a little bit differently, work on our calls to action, and see what we can do to increase some engagement. Alright, so we've changed our post. Let off with, we're a pair of cargo jorts. Does this mean we come with a lot of baggage? What kind of jorts are you? P.S. Extra credit if you Instagram your results. So here, we've started off the conversation by A, offering something of our own. We've shown them we took the quiz ourselves. We clicked the link. We're not just throwing junk at them. B, we made a short joke. Might get a little chuckle out of it. And then C, we told them to take the quiz themselves and let us know what they got. We also gave them the option to interact with us on another platform. And getting users to interact with you in multiple different places is always a good thing. Now your calls to action don't always have to be the standard, click this, buy now. You're not an infomercial. One of the easiest things we can do is create a promise. Now we can create that promise simply by adding the words, how to. By adding how to, you've promised the user access to information and knowledge that they didn't already have. Training on how to do something they didn't know before. So let's see this in action. Let's pick on millennials. It's an easy target. College students have finals. Everybody hates them, but they gotta be done. So let's say you found an interesting link that teaches them to memorize large amounts of information with no prior training. It's got tons of value for college students. So this is your post. Memorize large amounts of information with no prior training, and the link. Nothing special here, no promise. Now let's add how to. Now your post says, here's how to memorize large amounts of information with no prior training. You've promised the user that that information is just a click away. You've promised value. Now we've added value, we can even take it a step further by adding empathy. We know finals are tough, but we've got you covered. Here's how to memorize large amounts of information with no prior training. With those additions, you've gone from a fact, from a statement, to a promise of value, and to empathy with your user. Another great way to inspire action from your user is to create urgency. Nothing inspires action quite like a short time limit. Consider one of my favorite urgency triggers. Don't blank until you've seen this. Now you can enter just about any action in that blank. Now provided your user is already familiar with that action, chances are good they're going to be curious as to what information, what value you have to add. Now that we've defined our calls to action, we know how we can use them and how they can benefit us, we can move on to the now what. So now we need to start looking at our content and asking our two questions. How do I want my user to engage with my content? And what do I need to say to get that reaction from them? Asking these two questions is going to help you form your call to action, as well as help you define the value that's in your content. You'll recall from our last video, or right behind me, valuable content does one of four things. Provides information, help, analysis, or entertainment. If you understand the value in your content, you can start to align your call to action to go along with that value. If your value is entertainment, then start off the conversation by offering up your own opinion, your own results, something to help build that trust. If your value is analysis, then lead with that value. Tell them why this is important to them. Show them why they should click that link, why this should matter. If your value is help, offer them empathy. Show that you understand who your user is, who they are, and where they are at that moment. If your value is information, create a sense of urgency for something that affects them. Make it important that they click that link, that they engage with you in that content. Well, that about covers the what, the so what, and the now what of calls to action. As always, if you've got anything specific you'd like me to talk about, just let me know. My name's Mike, these are my post-it notes, and I'll see y'all next time.